the stairs. The new Jesus looked exactly like her. He was super pretty, slim, and elegant. He was backlit, too, standing in front of a meadow instead of a kitchen, cradling a lamb instead of a spatula. My mother had never once gone into direct sunlight without a hat and SPF 50, and this Jesus shared her ivory bloom complexion. I looked more Jewish than he did. They had the same rich brown hair glowing with honey gold highlights, the same cornflower blue eyes cast sorrowfully upward to watch me struggle a 50-pound duffel down the stairs. Neither offered to give me a hand. Mimi wasn't anywhere near ready to let me go, and the thought of having to fight my way out of here made me want to flop down onto my butt and die on the staircase. "Please don't make this awful. This is the best thing," I said. But Mimi only stood there, radiating lovely sorrow. The pretty my mom has, it's an unfair amount, simply ungodly, and it worked on everyone, even me sometimes. "Maybe for you," she acknowledged, "but Natty." That scored a hit. I was trading Mimi's mountain full of trees and deer and sunshine for my dad's 3-bedroom condo, sleek and modern, bang in the middle of the city. But all I said was, "Oh, Mims." We'd been having this fight all week. Dad's condo was 10 minutes from the Georgia State campus, and from Mimi's, I drove about 4 hours round trip. I had to register my classes around Atlanta's rush hour and make sure they all met either Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This was enough to make a simple coffee date an exercise in logistics, and Mimi didn't help my social life go easier. She'd been boycotting anything with a Y chromosome for going on 17 years now. Even her cat was female, and she'd been known to change my shifts at her candy shop if she knew I had a date. I would have moved to the condo long before if my stepmother, Bethany, had ever let my father make the offer. She hadn't. Not until last week, when the results of Natty's tests came back. Dad had set them up after Natty taught himself to read. The tests said my kid was rocking an IQ north of 140, which put him firmly in the genius category. My 3-year-old could probably apply to freaking Mensa. Bethany herself, not Dad, called to tell me I could have the condo. This was unusual. Bethany was the heavy, who told me I was getting uninvited from Passover because her entire family was coming, and the dining room table only had so many leaves. A few days later, Dad would do something huge and beautiful and thoughtful for me, as if these events were wholly unconnected. But this time, Bethany had wanted to talk to me badly enough to dial Mimi's house phone when she missed me on my cell. A risky move. Mimi and Bethany were matter and antimatter. Contact between them could trigger a blast that would knock the planet clean off its hinges and plummet us all right into the sun. Luckily, I was the one who picked up. We had the briefest exchange of cool politenesses, and I waited for her to drop whatever awful bomb she'd primed this time. She cleared her throat and delivered what sounded like an over-rehearsed monologue. "So, given Nathan's unusual intellect, David wants to help you place him at a more academically focused preschool. We understand how limited the choices are out there in the weeds." I swear I could hear the narrow nostrils of Bethany's long, elegant nose flaring in distaste through the phone as she said that last bit. It was a carefully worded piece of code. Last year, I'd almost killed my Jewish father by sending Natty to preschool at Mimi's Baptist church. Natty and I no longer attended synagogue or church, which was better than when I was a kid and had to go to both. Dad offered to pay all tuition if I moved Natty to a better school. "Surely there is more than one close preschool," he'd said. "Of course," I told him. "If you prefer, Natty can go to the one run by the Methodists."